Hey everyone, I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to ANS Motorcycles here in Sacramento, California, where today I have the pleasure of getting on this brand new 2020 Tiger 900 Rally Pro. Now, the 900 is new for the 2020 season, and it comes in 3 different editions. It comes in a standard, a GT, and a Rally, and it even comes in a low seat height. We've opted to go with the beautiful white. I love the white. Rally Pro, and so let's take a look around this thing. Let's get it out on the street and see how the Rally Pro does out on the road. All right, guys, we are ready and off. We're on a pair of beautiful Triumphs today. The new Street Triple RS. It's pretty good on you, babe. Oh. But the new bike you got. Whoo! Oh yeah. Maybe she's planning on something new. But we are on the brand new 900 Rally Pro. I'm excited to finally be on this bike because. Yep. There we go. Let's figure out how to get it started. I'm excited to be on this bike. I've heard great things about it. So I'm going to give you guys a little on-road look and go through the menus and talk about some of the specs. What's new? What's going on with the Triumph lineup? First, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Jesus, Triumph. Triumph has stepped up the TFT display to top my favorite of all times out of all the bikes. Triumph, thank you for the humongous 7-inch TFT display. Now, the TFT display is coming out on the new 900. They still have the 5-inch on the standard 900, but when you get up into the Rally and the Rally Pro, which I'll explain to you guys all of the difference between the Rally and the GTs and the Pros and the Lows and the standards, the GT and Rally and the GT and Rally Pro and Low all come with a 7-inch TFT display. The standard will come with your standard 5-inch display, so that's more like what we had on my Tiger 1200. All right, let's get into comfort of this thing just right off the bat. How I feel, I like it. I feel a little bit low in the saddle. I actually, when we first looked at this bike, I thought this was the low seat option because I'm really sitting kind of low. But comfortable, very comfortable. The seat, so far so good. My leg position's good, a nice seat position, right? My legs are just back a little bit on the pegs, so just so you know where my legs and feet are. You can see I'm 6'2", and the positioning of where my legs are in conjunction, I mean, look how low we are from the tank side. So it's quite interesting. I feel like I'm pretty low, and this is not the low bike, so you low guys, Bogna could tiptoe it. But like I said, when I first saw it, I thought it was the low. So we're on the Rally Pro. So let me go over the details about the Rally Pro. We're talking about 94 horsepower, 93.9, so 94 horsepower, and 64 pound-feet of torque. So you've got some good top end. You've got some great torque. It's all in an 888cc motorcycle engine. It is a triple, so we've got that great triple sound. I love the way the triple sounds. For you guys that don't know, real quick, just to get off the 900, I do have a Tiger 1200 XRT, and we absolutely love it. So getting on this thing has just been so, it feels like I'm at home. So the weight is very nice. It's very centered. It's not very top heavy at all, which is a little bit weird because the 1200, obviously the weight is a little bit more, but up on the top. And that's my biggest complaint kind of about the Multistradas and about the BMW GS is the weight, you know, is really up on this tank, but they've really dropped everything, the weight kind of low, so it feels really good. It's very, very agile feeling. Suspension, we're a full adjustable suspension in the front and the rear, inverted forks in the front. The Showa, I believe this is the Showa suspension. There's a couple different suspension options. Of course, as you go up in the lineup, you're starting to get better suspension setups. Move this camera down just a little bit for you guys. You know, the TFT display, I'm going to go over that in a little bit, but it's great. They've redesigned, as you guys saw in the entry. They've got new headlights, LEDs all the way around. Blinkers are LEDs, taillights LEDs, everything is LED on this thing. So very nice, very lit up. And for you Triumph owners that are looking at this and getting into this, Triumph's done an amazing job in just keeping the platform very similar to what they've always had. So this is a perfect opportunity to really go over. You've got your hazards, your home for your riding modes and stuff, your ons and offs and stuff. Over here you've got your cruise control. You've got your cruise control and your menu buttons, blinkers, seat heater, and then you've got your fog lights up there. And then over here you've got your heated hand grips are over here, excuse me. So heated hand grips are over here. So they've really kind of taken everything and put it on your free hand. I know that a lot of you guys really love when I ride with one hand, so but it really gives you guys a free up of being able to kind of navigate and move around this left side bar end. So the clutch is cable, and of course with hydraulic brakes. The brake adjuster is on the inside over here, but we've got our, it was yellow enough, and then we've got adjustable clutch lever over here, along with the tension of the clutch. So very, very nice. And of course we've got our kind of knuckle busters, or our bar busters there, so that's nice. Again, we really want that on the Rally. Now on the road one, on the GT, they have them. I don't know, I don't necessarily know that I really need them. I can tell you in the hot days, my hands get really hot because it kind of blocks everything, so I kind of tend to almost put my hands above those little busters. But very nice on the Rally Pro. You definitely want them on the Rally Pro. Triumph quick shifter, yes. They've got it here on the Rally Pro, so it is obviously quick shifting is the clutchless, so just up and down, just auto blips right in. I love it on the Triumph 1200 Tiger that I have. So it's very smooth. It's not clunky at all, which I really like over the BMWs. On the GSs, they tend to be a little bit clunkier, and even on the Ducati Enduro that I had for a couple weeks, you know, it clunked right out of first. It was really super clunky. So very nice quick shifter. Thank you again for that, Triumph. It's very nice, very smooth. So let's get into a little bit of the TFT display and talk about what we can just see from our ride perspective. So as a standard Triumph, we've got our little toggle switch down here, which if we toggle just up and down, you can see that we do have Bluetooth capability nowadays, which is very nice. And so we can flip through that. and get into GoPro connections. Very cool, and different music selections, music volume. We've got our tachometer. Oh, that's cool. Oh, very cool. All right, it kind of threw me off a little bit there because I was like, I feel like there's too many digits, but no, the 0 in the end just doesn't change. Still feel like it's off. It doesn't feel like I'm going. I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's going that RPM, but anyways, we've got our up and down here, and then we can switch into different styles. And I love the Triumph's styling. The clutch is very at the end. It's not at the top, so it doesn't release until you're basically almost at the end. So that might be that adjuster. So let's see. Let's change up some styles and look at some Triumph. You guys have outdone yourself. So let's look at, while we're at the stoplight real quick, let's look at some of these styles. So style number 1, very cool. Style number 2, which is our standard. Style number 3, and then style number 4. Very cool. So I think I like style number 1 the best. I really dig these styles. They've come up with some good stuff. So back up, we can go auto, we can go low or high contrast. Let's see what low contrast. Thank you. This is one of my complaints on my Tiger 1200. I really like this black display personally, and my Tiger 1200 doesn't allow me to. The Tiger 1200 doesn't allow me to go into the low contrast mode. It only allows me to go into the high contrast mode or the auto mode, which obviously I have it in the auto mode, so it changes to the low contrast for night, and then the high contrast during the day. But I really like the look of this. I like seeing the white numbers. I don't know, just looks like a little bit sleeker look. So. And let's see, let's head back up, and then we've got mechanicals, when maintenance is due, and all of this stuff that you see up at the top, it's all changeable in the back menu. So what you guys see, you can change that in the back menu. And if you guys only want to see you know, one range trip, or if you want to look at your maintenance, if you guys want to take off your maintenance, you can take that all off of the upper. So let's get out on the freeway. Yeah, not the fastest thing in the world, but man, it's got some get up, which again, we're in the Rally Pro, so we don't necessarily need to be, we're not top speeding, but the low end gearing on this feels really nice. It's got some good pickup on the low end. Up on the upper end, it doesn't really as much. So 6th gear, there's really not much power. You can see I've got it kind of wide open. But when we're out on the lower RPM, or the lower speeds and the higher revs, it really kicks in nice. So the low end torque isn't as great as some of the bigger motors, but 64 pound-feet is not bad. But when you get up into that horsepower where you've got 90, almost 95 horsepower, it really starts to kick in. So downshift and get into that higher horsepower, so you can see we've got a lot better throttle response. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about our modes, because we are in a standard sport mode right now. So the standard 900 Pro comes with 2 riding modes. The Rally comes in 4 riding modes. The GT comes in 4 riding modes. The Rally Pro comes in 6 riding modes, and the GT Pro comes in 5 riding modes. So a little hard to follow. I'm assuming the GT has, yes, the mode, and we can go off-road, we can go rider, we can go rain, we can go road or sport. the off-road mode is obviously only at lower, I'm assuming lower speeds, because when we go in, it just takes us right over road, off-road pro. So there's your off-road pro. So your off-road pro must be the 6th riding mode that the Rally Pro has. The GT will probably have an off-road mode, but not an off-road pro mode. Okay. So let's go over into sport, which we were at. So with the sport, we're going to have a lot better throttle response. Our ABS is loosened up a little bit. Our traction control is loosened up a little bit. So very nice in the sport mode. Let's go over into standard. Close throttle to confirm. And then now we're going to kind of dumb it down. We're in road mode. So a little less throttle control, a little bit more ABS invasion, a little bit more traction control invasion. So and so on and so on. In rain, you're going to have less throttle, you're going to have more ABS, more traction control. So very nice. And what's nice about the Triumph system and the TFT, it's very easy to navigate through. It really is. It's one of the more easy systems. And maybe it's just me because I own one and I know it very well. But you know, I owned a BMW S1000RR, and that thing was just, whew, to go through that menu was just a bear, you know, and you couldn't do much while you were riding. So it was kind of a little bit. So comfort's good. I'm liking it. So I'd probably say my chief complaint right now with this bike, my only complaint so far, would be the shifting, or excuse me, the clutch, and how the clutch lets out. Now, also I do want to point out, we are chain driven on this. We are not shaft drive. I was backing the bike up and I heard the clickety 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 click, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, we are chain driven on this bike. So the shaft drive, I'm not sure about the past smaller versions of the Tiger, like the smaller CCs, but I know the 1200 is the shaft drive. So, but all in all, the comfort, the way the suspension feels right now is just, it's, you know, it's very nice. It's one of my big selling points on my Tiger 1200, on why I even bought that thing, was me and Bogner, we call it the Cadillac mode, the ability to be able to go in to the menu and just change that riding mode from full comfort to full sport right on the fly, and to have it feel like you're kind of at a Cadillac mode, and then it tightens up. So this is all manual suspension, you know, adjustings here. So, and there's an adjuster right under your seat, which actually I think you can almost grab from when you're sitting on it. So and of course you've got your cruise control, your fog lights over here, very nice. Heated hand grips, indicates to you down there. And the sound doesn't sound too bad with the stock exhaust. The triple, you know, we love the triples anyways. Bogner's MT-09, the sound of it, the Tiger 1200, it's just got an amazing sound to it, and this is basically the same. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick 2-second back menu look. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but let's go a little bit into this. All right, so let's go ahead and shut this off, and let's go ahead, let's get it in gear so I can. All right, so RTFT, hopefully you guys can see this well. Let's go ahead and change this into the lighter mode so you guys can see it. All right, so when we go into home, we've got our riding modes, our bike setup, trip setup, display setup, Bluetooth, and restores. Our riding modes, what's nice is we've got all of our 6 riding modes here. And then when we go into our rain riding mode and click OK, we can change what ABS settings we have for that. and our map settings. So in the rain mode, if we want to be able to have a little bit better throttle response, we can do so. Yeah, so you can kind of change all of your different rain modes, road modes, off-road pro mode. ABS is off or off-road, so that's kind of cool. Our maps, so we've got a lot of throttle options for that. Traction control is basically off or off-road, so I think off-road pro is really going to be for you pros. So because traction control is off-road and the off-road mode, so very cool. And then of course the display, we've got our bike setup. We can display some of our service and the traction control and stuff like that, turn it on or turn it off. Our tripometer setups, which is what, you know, obviously we can reset this, or display setups, which you can change from your brightness of your high contrast or your low contrast. Your visible tray, this is what I was saying, so you guys can click, you can say, look, I just want this, or I just want this. TPS system, which is nice. So let's go back into the home screen and scroll back through. So our styles, our tachometer, our volume, distance, durations, speeds, service. So a lot of different options here. So very, very cool. I love it. David's been telling me about this, and he got the opportunity to go down to Arizona and ride this thing where it belongs, and he was like, this is the bike. So stay tuned. If you guys can see it in the background, the red one, we are going to be able to get on the GT Pro, but we are on the Rally Pro. Fog lights, very nice. You guys have seen some of this stuff, Brembo fronts and rears. So just thank you, Triumph, and thank you, A&S. If you guys are local to the area, make sure you come and see Randy. I think they have 3 or 4 of these 900s right now in stock, so if you guys are looking for a 900, they've got them here in stock. But thank you again for letting us ride. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash that like button down below, and leave me a comment. Is there something I missed? You know, I mean, I know that there's stuff that I missed, but we've got heated seats for the passenger in the back. We've got just so much. There's so much about this bike. I wish I could just have this thing for a week or two. I would love to, but Triumph. Wire wheels, 17-inch rear wheel, 19-inch front wheel. There's just so much about this bike. But all right, guys, give me a thumbs up and comment down below, and we'll see you guys on the GT next. See you guys then. Bye-bye.